bad games, we play them all here on Trial and Error. Okay, so we're going to do things a little differently this time because when we tried to record this episode, the Bloody Boobs episode, the audio didn't record for our voices.
Yep, we recorded hours. In fact, literal hours of content and didn't bother checking the mic, which we did the last two times. So that was
really irritating, and so now we have all this game footage, which is fine, but now we're going to commentate after the fact.
Yeah, but just
which
for
we are not going to
games.
do as much as possible, but well, here's
Speaking
this
of
game.
butts, so here's Bloody Boobs.
I hate this game.
Yeah, we kind of both do. We came to a conclusion that there's more wrong with this game than the obvious.
Yeah, so, okay, obviously I'm in the character creator.
Yeah, Jordan's playing for the first
Yeah,
half.
so I play for the first little bit, and there's a definitive moment in which I stop playing.
Jordan straight up gave up, and he was like, I'm not finishing this.
Oh, yeah.
I said from the beginning, I've seen several streamers play this game. I want to see how it finishes.
That's the thing, is like none of the streams have them finishing it.
Yeah,
they all get fed up.
And fair enough. I'm not blaming anyone for getting
we
fed
were
up with
almost
this game.
one of those.
We had to split it in half because this is a really awful game. But it's fairly short. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's meant
Blessedly.
to have infinite replayability. It doesn't.
No, it's garbage. It is infinitely garbage, is what it is.
And you can see here that the smallest size of boobs available to your character is what, like a C cup?
What at the smallest?
Yeah,
that's a C cup.
And we're showing off the jiggle.
The jiggle physics. So the jiggle, the
Yeah.
boobs jiggle, the butt jiggles, which is something we I think we mentioned when we were talking about this the first time.
Yeah.
So we hadn't seen such butt jiggle in any game before.
A lot of games have jiggle physics with breasts. I mean, if you play Dead or Alive or Soul Calibur, there's all sorts of jiggle physics in those games. And I mean, whatever. It's gratuitous and it's fan service, but I mean,
there's the breast size.
Here we go.
There you go.
So here Jordan starts to have
I think
a look at the breast size slider.
Did I go with the biggest?
You did.
Did I?
You
Oh,
most
God.
definitely did.
Look at that. How is that swimsuit staying on?
It shouldn't.
No.
The second costume, which we ended up going with, at least is believable that it would stay on.
Oh, for
because
sure.
it's quite
Wait,
literally
we'll get there.
taped
We'll
to your
get there.
body.
Hold
But
on.
we'll get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that bra shouldn't stay on when
We
you
spent a lot of time on the jiggle physics. Because it's just so stupid.
There are games where you have a breast size meter that it's a legitimate choice in your character creation. Like City of Heroes was a game that had a huge amount of customization. And breast size was just one of like 40 different things, or hundreds in fact, of different things that you could customize your character with. And that's fine.
Correct me if
because
I'm
it's
wrong,
not
I think
gratuitous.
Dark Souls and Bloodborne both have
Probably.
meter.
Not games I've played, so
No,
I'd be
that's
interested
true.
for us to play those.
I know.
on stream.
There's a few games where you can like perfect every element of your character,
and that's great. That's just customization. But
look, it's fine.
But and here we decided to go with the green pigtails because
there we go. I think that's what we went with the bondage slave outfit.
Yeah, we did. So we went with green pigtails because we felt like she looked sort of anime. And it's sort of an anime look.
Because we're like, really? The two options are swimsuit and bondage gear.
That's all you get.
Yeah.
You can be wearing a bikini, or you can be wearing tape and leather.
Sex gear.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
And
you've
or
got
colored
different colors
bikinis.
for
colored
the bikini. But no,
there's one
not
color
different colors
for
the tape. And
it's a missed opportunity.
and
The
you
bag.
got the bag.
The bag over the face. This is apparently what all the other streamers did. Is they did the bondage gear with the bag on the head.
Yeah.
I am among the few who went bondage gear face showing.
The guys from Loading Ready Run and Jim Sterling, a couple of great streamers who play through not just bad video games, also good video games, but on their shows where they play bad games, made a character with a bag on her head, biggest tits possible, and the bondage gear.
I think I tried to do Lisa Funbags here, but it wouldn't fit.
That's right, you did.
I just went with Chesty.
Yeah, Chesty.
Yeah,
That seems
Chesty.
about right. And so there's multiplayer and single player, both of which we will show you. And look in the background.
Yeah.
That's the Gazul holding
her,
up one of the boobs. And this is where we talk about the fact
I
that...
am interested in the fact that the Gazul, which when you see it in person, has the giant...
the giant horse cock.
We're
not going to dance around that.
Giant dangly horse cock.
Yeah.
But in the image, there was no
why would he restrain himself there when he...
know.
And this is the loading screen,
That's the loading screen.
That's the little hourglass timer in between big old tits.
Keep this screen in mind, because you'll see it in variations.
Yes, that's right.
A number of times down the road. That's right, the game almost crashed.
Brief glitch.
The quality of the game was from the get-go.
Find 4 of my altars and pray on them, not at them, to open the portal. But beware of everything that doesn't have boobs.
By the way, in this game...
you'll note that at default, you can't see shit.
Yeah, just wait. So in this game as well, the characters... are not called women, they're boobs. They're called boobs.
So we should talk about that. They are referred to as boobs, which at the end of the day, after everything we looked at in this game, and as you'll see, that's the thing we had the biggest problem with, is they're just called boobs.
Called boobs. They're just...
Because that's all there were.
That's all they are.
They're just boobs.
That's all they are to the creator of this game.
And you can see in the back of the menu, we've got the boobs with the bondage gear on.
Yeah.
Now, top right... we've got a dildo. Clearly a dildo.
What the dildo is your how many things have you prayed to meter.
Yes, and it fills up, and you'll see that.
Look how dark this game is.
So dark. So dark.
It's practically impossible.
You're meant to be
see.
in a dungeon, in a labyrinth. I get that. And
fuck off.
Here...
if you're gonna make a game that starts in a dungeon, you can't make it impossible to see. The animation is just gorgeous. By that, I'm being facetious. It's so... Look how janky she looks when she's running.
Yeah, the running is a bit weird. And so the magic dildo talks to you, and you're gonna hear it throughout this playthrough.
Well, we'll see.
And he says all sorts of nonsense and
stuff just like what? Like put me inside you? Like I don't remember.
Well, no, he doesn't say that. It's mostly sort of he's in character. And
it's the maker of the game.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
But what he says over and over is that he'll make you a deal, and that's you pray to his altars to empower him, and he'll take you to Mount Olympus. Okay. So he's apparently an Olympian divinity. So which for people out there, so I did 3 years of
that's
ancient
Zeus
history,
right there, then.
Ancient history, mythology, and comparative religion at Sydney Uni, and I did my honours in comparative religion, mostly looking at ancient religions. And Jordan and I agreed when we played through this that Zeus could totally do this shit. Because he did, and you can flip off, which is fun.
That was us doing that to the creator of the game, by the way.
Yes, it was indeed. Now, Zeus, he turned into a shower of gold, like literal gold, so that he could get to a princess
Which is where you get the term golden shower from.
Indeed, who'd been locked underground in a box, and whom he wanted to bang, and he turned into a duck and a bull and any number of other things to sleep with women. So
to turn himself into a dildo who you must pray to large versions of.
Yeah, it's not out of character.
No, it's not out of character. He's a rapey god.
He's a rapey god. Now, let's talk about the injury system here. We can see over on the left the giant fucking thing that takes up a huge section of the screen, along with the dildo on the right, both of which could have been much smaller. There's
me flipping off the gazoo.
That's there. So we had the little guy. We had the little guy attack us first, and then the gazoo. So there's a few things to unpack here. When you're hurt, and there's the bloody boobs. Hey. That's what happens when you die.
Oh look,
you get to see this lovely screen. So when you get hurt, the screen goes all red and veiny.
You have 5 hit points.
You have 5 hits. You can't get wounds back. You cannot recover injuries. And that veiny bullshit on the screen never goes away.
Yeah, no. The red border around the...
There we go. We upped the resolution, so it's going to look a bit better.
Yay.
Yeah. But that bullshit never goes away. And look, there's the other background image, is a woman on the ground with the gazoo coming for her. So let's talk about the 2 kinds of enemy in this game.
Okay.
So the gazoo is a big... You saw him then.
Horse-cocked dog demon.
Yeah, he's a big dog demon humanoid man with just a gigantic horse cock, right? Now, it's not erect, but, the implication is...
It will be shortly.
Yes. Now, the other monster is perhaps more disturbing, because you don't get to have a good look at it. We will show you later a good look at the other monster. The other monsters, and this is just me and Jordan's headcanon, this is our theory on this game.
I love that we've created headcanon for this garbage.
No, we should feel ashamed. Yeah. But, they're boobs, and we're not okay with women being called that, but the game calls them that. There's one of them there. So, we think they're former boobs. And they're boobs that are dead after the Gazul does whatever he does, which is almost certainly...
Whatever he does.
Oh, whatever he does, which is almost certainly
This is you trying to pray, by the way. Oh, me. It's me trying to pray.
Yeah, so this is how you pray. So here's the super shitty thing. You have to click on the screen with the mouse in a game that the rest of the time is using keyboard controls and the mouse for look, you have to click with the mouse to use an object.
And
it may seem like a
down.
minor issue. Yeah, and you hold it down. But it's actually really awkward.
It's so awkward because it also doesn't, like,
Praying
the areas that,
is
you know, like in a
actually
game...
really hard.
But, you know, in the game, in any given game, when you, like, to click something, there's, like, a click box in the coding of the game.
Yeah, right. And
the
you
click
see the
box for this is wrong.
Yeah, and it doesn't show you where it is, except when the cursor changes.
But even then, like...
So you have to flail the mouse around.
You flail around and you click endlessly trying to figure out how
Look
to
at this fucking veiny bullshit. It never goes away, and it gets worse the more times you've been hit.
You don't recover health, like, even after you pray to this stupid idol.
This is Jordan dancing around this little ground-crawling monster to try and pray at this altar.
There we go.
And this is how you pray, and as I said when we originally played, you pray downward dog style. You know, you salute the sun, you all sorts of terrible yoga sex jokes. Look, it's the praying is as sexual as you can get. You guys just heard the noises she makes when she prays. So, yeah. And the dildo begins to fill up.
I may turn down a lot of the audio, so you may not have heard it, but I can guarantee you it's sexual moaning.
Right. We'll try and get you that moaning there, at least so that you can understand how gratuitous that is.
Jesus Christ.
But
I think even while I was playing this, I was so disgusted.
Got really fed up really quickly.
Really fast.
Because I had to play the second half of this for Jordan because he refused.
I threw down the mouse. I was like, I'm not doing this.
You did. So there's the ground level monster again. So let's
first
talk
of all,
about
I
that.
want you to look at how far away it is and still is hitting me.
Yeah, the hitbox on your character is huge. So it's really...
Oh, look, there we go.
There you go. We've been killed again.
You lose.
So it's really easy to be
Who stitched her up?
She did?
She's dead.
When she was turned into a monster. So that's what we have to talk about now. So the things on the ground, when you get a good look at them, which we'll show you later, they look like a torso with big tits, but they don't have a head, and they have big, horrifying claws coming out of where their arms used, talons more, coming out of where their arms used to be, because it's a single talon, not a multi-fingered claw. And you can see you spawn in a different spot each time.
There's the dick.
Endless replayability! Oh yeah, right. There's a statue of the Gazul with his cock and a bunch of bones under it. And you can clip right through it, because of course you can.
This game was made by someone who, I think you were right, who bought assets.
Yeah, this is something other streamers have said, which I tend to agree with. They bought assets and used them to put the game together. I feel like, given the effort put in, I don't think they coded this stuff from the ground up. No way.
Oh, for sure not.
They bought an engine, they bought some assets, and they had an idea, not a good idea. But they had a clear idea about the game. So there's the Gazul over there again.
Jankily running around.
Dog guy with the big dong. He's actually less dangerous than the ground level guys.
Oh, for sure.
Because I don't think he's as fast.
He's not as fast, and
I mean, obviously we're taking some hits here, but I don't remember dying to him nearly as much as the ground level guys. But that's because there's multiple ground level. So the ground level, they've got talons instead of arms.
There you go.
They've had their hands and feet cut off and replaced with talons, and they've had their head cut off. But I'm pretty certain they're meant to be former boobs that have been monsterfied.
For sure.
That's what happens after their encounters with the Gazul.
Yeah. So at some point in this game, we discover that there are in fact mines you can pick up.
Yeah, so there's a few of them. You can carry as many as you like at a time. There's at least 3 on the map. There's probably more because...
Goodness knows where she keeps them.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's many video games.
It's video game logic, but
But for her, she's literally no pockets of any kind.
Yeah.
Like, just...
There's no magic pockets. It's just...
Yeah.
And look, see, even like the mouse starts to clip through. Look, the mouse cursors showed up.
Yeah.
So that's clipped through
and
into the game, which is... Oh, God, it's annoying.
I'd make a joke about her keeping landmines in her vagina, but this game does enough to degrade women and make jokes about women. That joke isn't even very funny.
It's not funny, and this game... What must have been made by someone who's like a subscriber to the Red Pill, or
probably
because they just see women as boobs. They're just like, oh, it's a world of horrors. You have to protect her from the awfulness of rape monsters who are just other men.
But only a man controlling her. Only a manly dick god can get her through the dangers. And see, this is the most injured state. You could barely see a fucking thing. Oh, it's so immersive. It's putting you in the role of the character. Yeah, and you might think that for a few seconds, but remember that you might end up playing almost the entire game with this level of injury, and it's like, it from an immersion perspective, it's like, immersion in a horror game, yeah, but this state, you could give this chick regenerating health.
It's also not scary, it's not immersive,
Give her
it's so
regenerating
janky.
health. Let her get her vision back, and maybe some of her health, even if you don't want to give her health back. You really want it to be roguelike, you've got 5 hits, that's it. Okay, I can respect that. Give her vision back after, like, 10 seconds. Let it slowly fade. Let the red stuff fade away to the edges of the screen once she's out of danger for a bit. Because you guys can all hear this musical cue when you're in danger. Maybe once that music isn't playing for a little while, you can get your vision back.
Or how about make a better game?
Yeah, or
how
do
about that? How about you make a better game?
Oh, these fucking tunnels,
Oh,
Jordan.
Jesus.
Oh, these fucking tunnels.
I know.
Okay.
So this isn't you yet, though.
No, this isn't me. This is still you. This is definitely still you.
Yeah.
So you guys will see. I had a real time with these tunnels because they all look the same, and I should have sort of mapped them out right at the start, but I didn't.
Before you get into that, can we let's cut here? All right, let's next time on Bloody Boobs. Like we're spent with this. We'll see you next time.
Okay, guys.